Hello, fellow compatriots. This is your host, Tribushan here, and today we are going to be doing some doodles. We're going to be all sorts of doodles. So we're going to be drawing some ascending depths, characters, and stuff like that. So I have a lot in story that I had to doodle, and you know what? Just so that we can get some more, stuff on the channel, I thought, hey, why not do a little bit of doodling? Now, yes, I do draw everything by hand, and this will be a fun little venture. Let me go ahead and pull up Stream over here so that I can look at it. And there we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and get things underway. And let me know if you can hear me alright or not. I'm not so sure in this regard. But hey. Go. Now you can hear my voice. Alright, sorry about that. That was weird. Back. Sorry about that. I had to do a quick cleanup there. So, we're going to start off with drawing some characters. I do have a list of them that we're going to be working on, so we're going to be doing that. And let me go ahead and see what the first one is on the list. I think I might have to do some character design concept art first. I think that might be the first thing we gotta do on my little bucket list over here. We're gonna go ahead and see that. Let's see where that takes There we go, story material. There we go. I just remembered the ones that I had to draw. Hold on. Okay, so we got on Telegram one. I got Gondu. Oh, the Dobby will be kind of fun. Okay. I think we'll just go down the list. I think that might be the best course of action, is just go down the list in terms of characters. So, what? Okay, it's a mythic. Okay, what? Let me go into mythics. Okay, we got pure breeds. Okay, we're just gonna start doodling. we're gonna just start doodling. Where's my character sheet? I need it. Ugh. There we go. Concept art. Okay, well this is getting very... I'm gonna need to get another booklet. I think that's gonna be the reality. I'm gonna have to get another booklet. Because we're running out of space in terms of concept art. We're gonna need to go ahead and get some more, in all honesty. Get some more paper. So I'm already filling this up quite a bit already. Alright, let me see if... Wait a minute, is the camera frozen? No. The camera is frozen. Hold on. Hold on, I can fix this. I think the camera just frozen. My bad, fellow compatriots. Yeah, it literally froze. Yeah, hold on, I'll bring back. I'll bring back chat, hold on. What? No. Oh, it literally froze. It literally... Oh, well, that doesn't help. The camera literally froze. Hold on. I gotta fix this. Ah. What a wonderful time for that to happen. Like, literally. I did not ask for that to happen, but it did. Yeah, I'm gonna have to actually pull the battery out. It's like so frozen right now that it's not even funny. The whole thing is just so frozen. I wish I could show you, but I don't have a second camera. There we go. Pulled the battery out. I'm gonna have to get a new webcam. That's what I'm gonna need to do. I'm gonna need to get a new one. One of these days, I'll get a new one. Probably with better... something better than a crisp 1080p. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We'll cross that. Okay, but before we do, let me go ahead and actually... throw that away. There we go, I'm back. Yay! Alright, let me actually love this. This is great. Let's keep it like this for a while. And then, you know what, let's put a, we're gonna go ahead and put a glow now that I can actually see what's happening. Let me think. Yay. Alright, fellow compatriots. Let's start doodling. So, we have to doodle... Nadabi. We had to draw Nadabi. We haven't drawn Nadabi yet. If I don't spill everything all over the place, that would actually be helpful. That would be very helpful if I did not do that. That would be actually nice. That would be amazing. That would be wonderful. Alright, so for Nadabi, I'm thinking... Well, he's a four-legged character, so I'm just imagining... how well is this camera? Yeah, you guys can see fine. Nice. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead, do a base body here. I'm thinking we'll go ahead and probably do 3 perspectives. So one here, and then a long top view on top. Yeah. So we do what I like to start with a stick frame. You know, it gives me a good point of reference. Again, it might not pick up too well right away because, like, hey, I'm doing very light line work here. But I assure you, I am taking my time. Well, do I have an eraser? I know I had an eraser somewhere. I lost it. I have no eraser. Well, looks like we're going in full throttle. No eraser. No, like, undos. Yay. Alright, commitment. The power of commitment. It's a powerful thing, truly. It would be nice to erase it. That way I can actually do the inclines. It will actually make things a little bit easier in that regard. At least from my own personal experience, that would actually make things a little easier. Alright, let me actually go to have set up some. There we go. Alright, we're gonna actually something, and also along the way it will allow me to honestly do what I want to do. There we go. Give me a sec here. I'll be right back. Let's go ahead. Boom. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that, fellow compatriots. Had to go ahead and do something real quick. We're back. There we go. Alright. So we're going to be working on adapting. I was able to find an eraser. Was actually able to find our eraser for once, so that is actually like a plus in that regard. I'm actually kind of glad about that. But I definitely need to go ahead and the other pencil. I had 2 pencils here. What did I do with the other one? Did I eat it? Did I consume it? Did I absorb it? You know what? I think because of my... Oh my gosh, it's right next to the... It's actually right up here. Okay, I'll just leave it up there. If I lose it, that is like entirely like a whole other thing. I would accept my fate in that regard for how poor quality, you know, I was meandering about. Very important. like, when it comes to things that I enjoy about working on this one, like, I really want to make the sets. I really do. You know, I've been hard at work trying to make more sets, but with the things that are going on right now, it makes it, like, so difficult to actually, like, produce, like, more of the sets, because I keep designing them, and then I price them and everything, and then, like, it's like, okay, time to manufacture. I still need to make more of the molds. The molds are, like, so expensive for injection molding. I've only been able to, like, make gears, and that's about it. But I would love to make some more. There, and we'll just put a circle. We're just gonna put a circle right here for reference, because I know that's like a thing. It's just putting circles. And again, this is not gonna pop up yet because I'm doing just the fine line work right now. Because I don't want the snout to look weird, okay? Like, making a snout is hard, Chad. It's really hard to make a snout. Let's go ahead and clean this up now. Just a little bit, but not by much. Alright. Now for doing the body. So I'm imagining... Oh, this is going to have to be a new mold. Wait a minute, do I have... Hold on, I'm going to have to pull up some older artwork. I think... It's gonna be too similar, though. We can't have it be too similar. Alright. You know what? That's a piece that it's lizard. Alright. I think I know how to do it. Yay. might need to put a tab. I think I should put a tab. I'll put a tab on it. So I can just keep flipping back to it every once in a while. So I can get a good line of reference. For the Haruki, this is what the Haruki look like. They're actually fun little creatures that I've made in the story that I've done. I think they're pretty cool looking. But yeah, I'm gonna use this head because the parts catalog. Yeah. That looks more like a capybara. Wait, whoop. I might make a character that's a capybara, but... why not? You know, why not have a spine? So that's gonna go there. So that's gonna go there. Alright. Yeah. And then that's gonna be a rinse and repeat thing. Where it's like... going to be darkening the lines, of course. So Nadabi is this character in a story where they are very much like one of the wise men in the story, where they're like, hey, you know, this is tradition, this is how things are meant to be. He is very set in the old ways of the world. And so, like, he follows the ancient laws and traditions across the land of Toledo, you know, and abides by them. And he's very strict, and he can come off as very harsh, like, to the extent where it's like, do you even care? Like, you question whether or not he actually genuinely cares about the people. But it's because of his overprotectiveness that he, that is also, like, a symbol for, like, he deeply cares about the people and the land. Like, he deeply cares about it. And so, when it comes to the people of Toledo, like, he is, like, very, like, make sure that nothing bad happens to them. But that doesn't mean that he's not willing to sacrifice others. And if it means to protect the community as a whole. So he's not shy to, like, exile people or anything like that. If there is, like, if there is a tussle where it's like, oh, yeah, probably best to resolve this before things get out of hand. I feel like the line work needs to be lighter, but at the same time, like, I kind of want you guys to see what I'm working with here. So you're like, oh, that's what she's drawing. Because, oh boy, it do be a drawing. There we go. And I think they're gonna have 4-fingered hands. Because I think this was just the 2 in the other. Because I tried to make it not look like an Orochi. Yeah, okay, so he would have 4. He would have 4. Lego Microman says, hello, can't stay for too long. I gotta get up early tomorrow. Just want to ask you, are you talking about Ascending Depths lore right now? Yeah, I am. By the way, the 2nd chapter just dropped. And so be sure to go ahead and read up all about that when you're able to. It's for free. Be sure to go to ascendingdepthsmedia.com to go ahead and read the latest. You can go ahead and browse through, like, community channels and everything like that. A commercial was just playing earlier. When it comes to Ascending Depths Media, be sure to check it out. We've got webcomics and more. You can engage with the community and everything like that. It's a place for the Ascending Depths fan base exclusively. So, if you like Ascending Depths and like what it has to offer, be sure to go ahead and check it out. Yeah, I am talking about AD lore, especially when it comes to Nadabi, which we are currently drawing right now. Because I need... Okay, that finger needs to be a little bit bigger. Yeah, that finger needs to be a little bit bigger. Wait a minute, no! I got Nadabi wrong. Hold on, I got Nadabi wrong. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. He doesn't have fingers. I forgot he doesn't have fingers. Ah, he has wheels. I forgot he has wheels. Nadabi has wheels. Ah, I forgot about that. Which means... I'm gonna shrink this down. See, This is why we have the eraser for stuff like this. Because it can happen. Oh, it can happen. And again, the building system allows for this sort of thing. So, you know what? It's something that I hardly embrace. So that goes there. That would probably go there. There we go. And there we go. So we got one segment done when it comes to the wheel. And then the wheel is probably going to go... Yeah, one of the first characters to have wheels instead of feet. Again, anything is possible with this any system. Wheels do exist. There we go. I think that makes it unique enough. And it's one of the first non-humanoid characters that I draw having wheels instead of feet traditionally. Like, it adds a lot. I feel it. It adds a lot. There we go. We got a wheel there. That looks pretty good. Pretty shabby in my opinion. Alright, we got a wheel. Yay! And then that would probably go there. That goes there. Yeah, there we go. And then I am probably gonna do a straight-on view of this. Because I can imagine the amount of personality that's just radiating off of him. There we go. And that... lighten that curve. Because we're just a little bit. Yeah, no, just a little bit. Not by much. Just enough. And then that will go there. And that will go there. And now we can add the wheel. Now that we know how it's positioned and everything. So the wheel will go there. Yeah. Like, it's a dead-on frontal view of how the wheel would look. Got that there. Since I'm working on my own spiritual successor for Bionicle, I want to make it similar enough, but also distinct and distinct in its own right. Like, there is no Toa species. Every species has elemental powers. Ooh, I do like that idea. Yeah. I do like that idea a lot. I guess I can talk about the power system in Ascending Depths because both chapters are already out. But let me actually click on this. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, we're not frozen still. So, when in the Ascending Depths lore, basically, some beings have innate powers that they do have, but it all depends on their background. So, like, when it comes to their family history, like, about, like, okay, this character would have such and such ability. And there will be, like, specific details in that regard and how they would look, basically. And not only that, but what powers they share. However, depending on the bloodline, some do not have the magic. Some beings still have magical powers, while some do not because of said background. At least in my story. Actually, no, that has to stay there. So it's very, like, dependent story-wise, and, like, okay, how such and such gets across. There we go. Then we got that. Then we have there we go. I think that's a safe assessment. But yeah, there are different abilities that certain beings have that others do not, and it can be region specific in that regard. It can very much be region specific. Oh yeah, that would have to be shorter. Whoopsie-doo. Nadabe was actually one of the first early concepts that was ever made for Ascending Depths. And originally, the plan was that he would be able to roll up into a ball. That was, like, the original idea behind the character, is that, hey, this character is able to roll up into a ball. However, that story idea changed over the years. So he no longer has that ability, but the idea of rolling has never once, like, diminished, if that makes any sense. He still is able to roll around, but not, like, in a ball. Because that would require a lot of custom elements. A lot more than I would prefer. Actually, you know what? We can round this out. We can round this out. Yeah, we can. There we go. He has like a little heal situation going on. We got heal there. that's too big of a wheel. Oh, okay. 3 of the... Whoa, okay. So, Lego Micron says, and each species was created by their god for a unique purpose. Like, one species got 2 elements, acid and light, and their duty is to detox rivers, lakes, and oceans. Interesting. 3 of the main cast have the wrong element for their species. One who was supposed to get earth got ice, another got shadow instead of acid, and the third got light instead of gravity. That is very interesting. I do like that idea. Yeah, I am looking forward to hearing how your story comes about, Lego Micron Man. Like, that's some very cool concept ideas for, like, doing a spiritual successor. Like, that's like a very fun thing that I can really get behind. That seems better. And then, you know what, we can, yeah, we can do that. I feel like that's a fair assessment to make. Yeah, tilt the butt a bit so that we can get some more. Go. Alright, so I draw in a weird way, so I'm sorry if I keep shifting it around a lot, but this is like literally the first time I'm drawing this character and I forgot that he had wheels. Which would make perspective shots a little bit interesting for sure, for how to draw such a character. There we go. And I guess I can do that. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Alright, so the other leg is literally obscure, so we don't even have to work. You know what? We'll draw part of it. We'll draw part of it, even though, like, it's partially obscure, but, you know, we'll still draw part of it so that it's like, hey, there's clearly a foot here, you know? Alright. I think that's pretty good, and of course, we're gonna have to make that, like, do that. Considering perspectives and everything. There we go. So we got, and we're gonna probably darken the lines. I'm probably gonna go ahead and actually start darkening some of the lines. Also, I should probably check on Variki, which means another commercial break, my fellow compatriots. We're doing another one again. Yay! I'll be right back again. Because you know how much I like to keep myself busy. Boom. And we're back. Sorry about that, fellow compatriots. We are back now. Let me go ahead and play some Bionicle beats. Alright, it's getting late. Gotta go. About 2 now for today. Sorry, good night. Alright, good night. Yeah, thank you for stopping by. You don't know how happy I am that my 80 mods have the possibility to be made IRL with 80 parts. I am so happy to hear that honest mistake. I am so happy. I tried to make all ascending depth elements compatible And honestly, I do still have some prototypes in hand. So I could probably showcase a little bit of it on screen. But yeah. I am planning on making more sets. That is some, like putting more actual acidic depth sets out. Not just Coco and Kareen. I'm going to be doing all of them. It's been 2 years since the launch of acidic depths. And I had to start with 3D printing. I was going to do some injection molding, but I updated the parts so they can be worked just fine 3D printed. So that's like something that I worked on, and I'm probably going to be working in advance to try to go ahead and get that in working order, basically. I know I'm leaning a bit. Honestly, let's go ahead and put the camera closer. I feel like we should put the camera closer. Let me actually. There we go. If I can make it closer, I will. That way y'all can see better. Okay, ignore Kimu there. That's not important. We're here for a second. There we go. There we go. We're getting progress here. Oh! Hold on, let me go ahead and fix that. Hold on. There we go. That should be good. I'll probably put this here. All right, let me. I wish there was a. If I could put the mic closer to. It's gonna have to stay off this side. Let me adjust the levels here. Let me actually adjust the levels. There we go. Oh, all right. Properties. Advanced audio properties. There we go. There we go. Can I? All right. Beep boop. Beep. Beep 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 beep. All right. There we go. That might be actually better. All right. There we go. And all right, let me see if that actually sounds better. All right, testing 1, 2. What do you have? All right. Okay. Hopefully that fixed it. I hope. I hope that fixed it. Fingers crossed that that fixed it. Let me actually take a tune here. Okay. So still a little quiet. I'm still a little quiet. Let me just raise this up a bit. Maybe that'll work. Maybe put the mic a bit closer. Hold on. Let me actually grab a mic stand. I heard that. Alright. That should be better, maybe. And I can always adjust if need be. There we go. Hopefully you guys can hear me better. Alright. Hopefully that actually works. If not, then... We tried. We tried, chat. We tried. We tried to make it work. That was a lot of work. I'm probably gonna go get a sippy sip. Alright, let me check my audio levels. Yeah. Wow, okay. That actually works. That actually works. Nice. Alright. Alright, let me take a tune here now. Come on, me. Okay, I sound a lot better. I sound a lot better now. Yeah, I sound a lot better. Yay, we fixed it. About time we fixed it. Alright. Hopefully hopefully we can actually do some doodling. This is such a weird character. This character has had so many changes done in the past, but like the fact that this is now like the second time, they actually survived pretty well in terms of character design since their like first illustration that was ever done of them, like their first rough sketch. Not a lot has changed for Nadabi as a character, which I'm happy to say. Yeah, like I'm extremely happy about that. That like Nadabi as a character actually stood up, survived the test of time in terms of character design. Like, they went mostly unchanged, which is kind of funny how little like they actually changed in terms of design wise. I'm actually kind of happy about that in terms of design. It still gives capybara fills, even if it's not the intent. Alright. Wait, okay, now that we got most of that darkened, that can be seen pretty well. How did I did the rookie here? So, alright. We can draw that detail. That's a little bit better. I accidentally bumped the mic there. I'm sorry about that. My hair is getting a lot more bigger, so I'm trying to be mindful of that as best as I possibly can in that regard. I'm gonna actually lower this mic a bit. There we go. That's a bit better. But yeah, I am planning on releasing sets again. I know I did 3D printing in the past, and I think we're gonna still do 3D printing. Even though I started injection molding, but the reality is that like there is but there is like I really want people to play around with the system, with the building system. Like I had like people play around with it in the past, especially in convention events, but like not to the extent where it's like, oh, you got a full figure that's like buildable. And I do like high quality 3D prints as well, so like I'm not too bothered in terms of like or worried, I should say, about like quality wise and how well those parts will hold up to the test of time, if that makes any sense. Because I know exactly, you know, what to expect when it comes to the figures, the quality, you know, all that jazz. You know, I have an expectation. There we go. And curve this wheel. The fact that this guy has wheels. You know, that was a choice that I did, like giving this character wheels, which I honestly don't mind. You know, it's actually pretty good. Yeah. Actually, don't mind that all too much. All things considered. Alright, let me go ahead and... There we go. That element is done. Let's actually create a natural distinction here. Yeah, we're gonna create a natural distinction in terms of, like, how these spines go together. There we go. Gonna well, that turned out weird. I really want to make an animated series as well when it comes to AD, like get an animation studio. I think that would be fun. Like making a full-on animated film. Or a show, something. You know, just for the fun of it. You know, not necessarily like, oh, I'm gonna make so much money and stuff like that. But no, just out of just pure... just for the fun of it. You know, put a little bit of love and passion behind the designs. You know, and we're like, yeah, this was made. This looks amazing. You know, this guy is coming along pretty well. I'm starting to get into the creative rhythm now that we're actually doodling. I got music playing in the background. It's so chill and relaxed. I love this. I love this. I haven't drawn in a while, and I'm glad I'm picking it up again. I'm not a fast artist. I like to take my time, plan out my lines and everything like that. Some folks can draw quicker. I can draw, like, quick sketches. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to have to do quick sketches, probably. Just so that I can figure out what some species will look like. It's just Nadabi is a very weird case. Nadabi is like super weird. No one's more weirder than Nadabi. Nadabi is he's an whole other thing. I don't know. I kind of love that he's just his own, like, thing that exists. He exists purely to inconvenience and give people a hard time. I should probably draw some eyes, better looking eyes, because right now his expression is like, but I think, like, having detailing where they're like slits or something like that. Maybe do some printed eye work, maybe. I don't know. Probably save that for the comics or something like that. Because that head was for the Iruki, and the Iruki look cute. I mean, they are so adorable, and I love them for how cute they are. But to use the same cute head on probably the most stubborn old man you could possibly imagine is... I don't know, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Like, he has a baby face. No, I should lean into that, actually. Like, he has, like, the super baby face, but, like, it's still, like, the most grumpy old man you could possibly imagine. You know, no, I sold myself. I'm gonna make him the grumpy old man. That also looks somewhat young and jovial, you know? Just fully lean into that aspect of, yeah. Is he a goober? Abso-freaking-lutely, he's a goober. That will 100% inconvenience folks almost every single time. Because what else do you need, you know? What else do you need outside of, you know, an inconvenience? But you know what? I love it. I think it's great. I think it's great. There's a lot of work that can be done. I keep getting pings. I'll probably check that out in a little bit. I'll probably check that out in a little bit. Actually, yeah. I'll check that out in a little bit. There we go. I need to make the bed. Yeah. The list just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I look forward to coloring this though. I usually color all my artwork digitally. That's something that I normally do. When it comes to the AD artwork, I tend to do that all digitally. It makes things a little bit easier in that regard. There we go. We have a art piece. A Nadab. You know, we'll write the name after So we got the dynamic pose. We need front profile and then side profile on top. That way we can have like a lot of unique angles and so forth. So front profile is literally bro. Oh no. How did it overload? How did my OBS overload? Oh no. Yikes. Alright, it's back. Yay. Alright, OBS is back. Whoa. That was wild. I was not expecting that. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. Wow. Alright, hold on. Let me just check Discord here. It looks like people will be messaging. Oh, okay, these are actually pretty cool. Man. That's actually pretty awesome. I love those. I love those so much. Alright. There we go. Oh yeah, I had to doodle front profile. Yeah, we'll get there. We will get there, chat. Alright. Try my best. There we go. Now, head will probably go over here. Let me go ahead and make that a front profile. So the head will be about that big. It's a fair assessment. The head is pretty big. It's not that big, but like relative to the body, it is pretty big relative to the body. Oh, wait a minute. I think I made that head a little bit too big. Hold on. Hold on. I might have made that too big. So now I know what not to do. So I'm spinning this around. You spin me right round, baby, right round. You know what? I should stop singing that because I will get demonetized because I just sound too good. Such is life. Such is life. You know, about... So the next one that I'm probably going to be drawing... once I get Nadabi out of the way. So Nadabi is pretty straightforward. Nadabi is a pretty straightforward fella. Alright, these will probably go back. More body and all. Legs. Dot. That goes inward. That goes inward. Dot. And then dot. Alright. Yeah, that's a... And then tail... Dot. So you get like a clear triangle, basically, of where everything is going. There we go! We got a body template! Yay! Alright, now we can start doodling this man. This menace. Stubborn old geezer. I think, well, without lines happening, I think we are gonna have to. No, we're gonna come in. I guess we might have to do micro adjustments because I still do micro adjustments regardless. This kind of thing when it comes to characters such as this, because it kind of demands for it. You know, it really does. It kind of does. Here we go. There. And that goes there. So, mouth and all that good stuff. Gotta love mouth. I have the power of the mouth. Yeah, that way I can monitor everything. Yeah. Yeah, okay, we're still good. We're still good. We're still good. Yay. Alright. Next part. Alright, so I'll go there. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. And then, obviously, due to the SAS system that works alongside with the tailored reconstructible building system, limbs will be going like that. So there's a bit of a layering thing happening. I always really liked this particular build style when it comes to the arms. It's one of my favorite designs. You know, part of the inspiration for the art style is a little bit of Transformers Animated. I really do like Transformers Animated a lot, so that was like part of the inspiration here when it comes to art style and design. Well, with My Life as a Teenage Robot and Batman Beyond as well. I really liked Batman Beyond as a kid. It was one of my favorite shows. That's too much of a taper. This is why we do the outline work. You know, make sure that everything is in sync, you know? So nothing ends up getting like, I'm not too sure about this. Honestly, we should do the tapering. I kind of like the tapering design. Let's see if we can. Yeah, there we go. That's a nice taper. And then it goes in like that. The tapering a bit. It's like a nice little detail to add for this character. No. I did it. Oops. There we go. That's more like it. And there we go. I'll probably save the speed paints for the actual coloring aspect. I think I might do some speed paints. But it's solely gonna be for like, to actually draw this character. Coloring this character and how it's gonna look like. The framework of this design is so weird. It's so alien. Oh, gotta flip it upside down here to the arch. Yeah, there we go. Now. not gonna... Actually, let me see if I can position it where you guys can see it. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then... Yeah, drawing by hand, you know. One's hand is always going to be in the way. That is the reality, is that one's hand is always going to be in the way a little bit when it comes to these illustrations and how they come together. That's always a given. There's no fixing that. I could get a sketch pad, but you know, that's not how the art comes. You know, the art for me comes from all the imperfections that my hands make. I love the imperfections, and you know, it's not about being perfect, how perfect you can make your lines or anything like that. Like it's more so like getting that organicness, you know, that's kind of hard to get through typical means, if that makes any sense. Oh yeah, we just do one loop over his head. He has a loop. Him in a hooded look, you know. I kind of like that, like the silhouette that he has. It's a good silhouette. I do like it. I actually kind of like the silhouette that he has. It's actually did the line work for this because yeah, so again, you know, it's hard to figure out what to talk about exactly. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to Ascending Depths. The second chapter is out. I want to review, do more story beats, like release more of the story. But the issue is like I gotta get all these designs. I would like to make more of the sets, you know. And get more of the sets out there so that we can build and play with the designs, you know? That would be like something that I would like to do. You know, that's not like, okay. I don't even know what I'm saying. There's a lot to say. There's so much to say. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, he's... Yeah. I forgot. That's, Oh, I'm using the wrong pencil. I was like, what are we doing here? Like... Yeah, I know what we're doing. I'm not using the proper pencil, clearly. I was like, okay, something's wrong with this graphite. What's wrong with this graphite? Oh, I know what's wrong with this graphite. Wrong pencil. Oh, that's a bigger gap. Hold on. Erase that. Put that down. Put that there and down. There we go. We got most of an Adobe already illustrated out. We got dynamic front, and then we're gonna put the side on the top. These are gonna look pretty good, all things considered, when it comes to this character design in particular. There's... I'm kind of glad. Hopefully, like, this angle doesn't give people the wrong idea. I hope not, because... There we go. And then the eyes... Oh no, I messed up the eye. This is why we illustrate. This is why we illustrate. You know, I do like a rough outline before we decide to. I did the one eye perfectly. Like, is that better? Yeah, that's a little better. I think that's better. That's better. All right, let's get the ink out. Time to ink this baby out. Well, we'll start with the face and work our way around. Because it's important. No, that's why it's important. It's just very important for me. For me exclusively, it's important. You know, you have no idea how important it is. You know, I need to get like another sketchbook because this booklet is already full of so many character designs and art. It's not even funny. I got so much art. It's not even funny. I got way too much art. Even my arts have arts. So many arts. There we go. And would say that's pretty decent for a goober. He definitely looks like a goober, you know? He's if a gooberify his gooberiness. And the gooberisms of Goobyville. Grumpy old man. Grumpy old man looking adorable as hell. You know, I didn't intend for Nadabi to look like such a little Pinkie Pie, you know? I mean, he's just a little guy. He's just a little guy that's grumpy and he doesn't like folks outside of his realm. Like, if you're not from his realm, then, you know, he's like, hey, what the heck you doing here? You know, you have no place here. This is not your domain. This is my domain. You're not allowed. Get out of my realm, or else I'm gonna run you over. You know, that's Nadabi. You know, he will tell you, hey, I'm gonna run you the frick over if you do not get out of this realm like yesterday. Get out of here. I don't want you here. My people don't want trouble, so get the heck out. That's Nadabi. Nadabi is that guy. He is that guy that would be like, you know, like, this illustration makes him look kind of cute. He's not supposed to be kind of cute. He's a grumpy he's a grumpy celestial scrap heap. Bro is not a cutie, but I ended up making him a cutie pie. I might have to redesign him because he looks way too cute. He's way too cute looking, and that's not the intent here. He's not supposed to be a cutie pie. He's supposed to be an angry old man. I guess because he doesn't fall under stereotypes of what an old man is supposed to look like. I mean, he's running around in wheels, and he's the fastest dude in all Alito. Like, he be zooming. He be doing all kinds of stuff. He has the zoomies. He has all the zoomies. And also, he'll run you over because you don't belong in his realm. If you don't belong in his realm, he's gonna kick you out. No, that's how it works. All a part of keeping the peace among the Tati. The Tati tribe. All about keeping the peace. No matter what. He's gonna go ahead and run you over and yell at you. You know, he's not a great guy. He's not. But I made him look cute. I'm gonna have to change that. Look at those eyes! I'm gonna have to put slits or something. Honestly, if I put just 2 lines creating slits, he'll probably look more menacing. You know, I think that would make him look better. If I just put 2 slits for the eyes. That's gonna have to be a custom piece specifically for this guy, which would be the first time I made a piece specifically for one guy. Like, the reason why I draw them so abstract is so that, like, there's no wrong way to build an AD character, you know, if they're so abstract looking. I guess you can still make them abstract even if you put, like, a very, like, hyper-specific feature. I guess that works. Yeah, guess that works. You know what? Yeah, I guess that works in terms of character design. I guess that works. You know, I'm not one to complain. But just look at this guy. He's just a menace. He's just a menace. I am probably gonna put slits. I've been talking about it for so long because he is an angry dude. He is an angry dude. He would have, like, if I put like just one slit there. Wait, no, wait, that actually works. Wait, why does that work so well? I just drew 2 lines. Oh my, and then you, oh, okay. I guess I have to draw the 2 lines, okay. Yeah, he angry. He angry. Bro angry. That works way too well. Why does that work so well for him? Now he actually does look like an old man. He does. Look at him. He's angry as hell heck. There we go. That actually works. That actually works. He actually looks like... Oh, okay. Oh, he actually looks better now. He looks better now. He looks angry. He's just an angry guy that can run you over. And that gives us so much personality. He's still a good guy, but, you know... His actions are surprisingly very vague. And we're like, okay, is he really supposed to be this shaman character of the land? This guy? It couldn't have been anybody else. It had to be this guy of all people. And I'm like, why yes. I'm like, but why? Because yes. Because he is. He is that guy. You know, if anyone has questions about Bionicle lore, about Ascending Depths lore, I will happily answer for some Ascending Depths lore. Because there's so much lore about this guy. He's full of it. He's just full of so much lore. His lore has no bounds. He's just full of so much. Yay! Alright. He's looking good so far. I feel like I'm feeling very well accomplished right now. Oh yeah, he has a line there. There we go. Line made. He looks good. He looks really good now. I did it, chat. I did it. Able to draw some lines. The universe is saved. Is this guy running out of ink? No, it's not. I'm just... There we go. There we about precision. Got rid of it. There we go. Gentle, precise strokes. There we go. And there we go. I'm gonna have to move this mic a bit away because I keep brushing my hair against it, and that's probably not a fun sensation for all of you folks at home. There we go. How about that? He's looking pretty good so far. Like, I'll probably draw Tavi next. Tavi and Dagu. Maybe do some rough concept art. Probably to get some, like, actual ink, you know, since it's going to be, like, sketch work that I'm probably going to be doing next. So that y'all can be able to see it, and I'll be able to scan it easier. So I don't have to retrace over like I'm doing over here when it comes to the lighter sketchwork pieces. Because that's going to be a thing. There we go! Front profile done for this guy. Finally got the front. So, Nadabi. I'm gonna write the name Nadabi in the corner. Let me go ahead and grab myself a graphic marker over here. And let me pull up, make sure I get the spelling right. Because that's very important that I get the spelling right. Alright. So, okay. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Alright, let's write his name. Nadabi. There we go. And then we're going to do a side profile because we kind of have to with this character because there's so much dimensionality. It's not a humanoid. So it kind of requires... So we're going to do like a bit of an arch. Dot, dot. And then... Oh, that needs to be higher. Yeah, that needs to be higher. That's too low. That is way too low. It's way too low. A little bit higher because his limbs are long. He has long limbs. So that. And then probably. He also has long. I drew him with long limbs. He has long limbs. Nadabi is weird. that's the profile. It's so much small torso, it doesn't need to have it as long because of the gait. It kind of doesn't... The legs are mostly just for, like, adjusting his positioning when riding. He drives himself. Drives himself crazy. Crazy? Nadabi was crazy once. He was in a room for a Kanoto. A Kanoto roommate. I can't do the same pun with ascending depths terminology. It's, what's... I guess a Kanoto is the closest thing to a rat. But it's really... Alright, so that's there. Yeah, alright, so... Again, it's a weird body type. It's so weird, but I love it because of how weird it is. When it comes to this elder-like character. Also, I had to use the bathroom, which means commercial time. I know. And thank you for joining in the chat. I'll be like right back. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I don't do this lightly. This is something that I don't do lightly. Sync 3, there we go. Yay, we're back. Alright, let me close this. Boom. Get that going. There we go. Alright. Alright. Let's go ahead and get things on the roll here. Back up to Daddy. It's actually pretty simple. You can actually start working on the head. That's more centered. So there we go. That's actually pretty straightforward. That goes there. That goes there. Make that a bit bigger. most of the design already here. And that goes there. That goes there. That goes there. Goes there. And that goes there. Okay, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Big, just one more. There we go. Bro looks more like a dinosaur with this side profile. He eats. They're built like a stega. I feel like they're built like a stega with this one. I'm just gonna be so for real. They look like a stega. If you like dinosaurs, maybe Ascending Depths is for you. Be sure to go ahead and check out this toy line. You may like it. You may like it. Just don't mind me doodling an entire toy line from scratch. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-boo. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-boo. Alright, now I can darken the lines over here so that it can actually look like what it's supposed to be. Because I can, and because I will. No one can stop me. Graphic one for this case. That would make sense. Yeah, Bro looks pretty creamy. Like I succeeded in that regard. The Dabby looks pretty good. I like what I did with the Dabby. This is also going to be quite the fun set to make. I'm just and put together. I'm just gonna say, it's gonna be a lot of fun putting this guy together. I mean, a lot of fun. Just have them rolling across a table or something. probably detail this guy up so that he can look more scruffed up. Because he would look more scruffed up, honestly. He really would. I think that would be, like, pretty fun, all things considered. Making this character all scruffed up, you know? I'm so doodling and being so aggressive when doodling. You have no idea how aggressive the doodles be when I doodle for all the world to see. You know, I will like reign supreme in this new world order, you know, as the artisan that y'all truly see me as. There we go. And we got that all done. Isn't that crazy? We got the Dobby done. We got this beautiful boy. This thick round boy. We got him. We got him done. Okay, that there. guy is... Bro has wheels. You know, I needed it to be very clear that bro has wheels. There we go. I think I made it clear. Yeah, I made it pretty clear. There we go. I'll put some natural shading on the wheels, make them look nicer. See, I did it. I gave him wheels. Alright, Nadabi is done. Now for the next character. Which would be probably some Napoleons. Because I haven't... Oh yeah, Napoleons, that needs to be... I guess I can put that under... Yeah, we're gonna work on some Napoleons. I think that's what we're gonna work on since we already finished the Dobby over here. We finished sketching that guy. I'm drawing him out. This elder character. So we're gonna probably do the Dobby next. Set the time. Really good. We need to get more. The fact that we're down toward like last 2 pages too. That's we're down to our last 2 pages. Alright, let me look into the character roster. Let's see. Oh no, those are breeds. We're gonna have to do concept art. We're gonna have to do concept art. I think it's better to do concept art so we have a good idea what Atolians even look like. So let's see. Pull up species. Okay, Atolian. Okay. Ponu. Okay, we're gonna draw Kai first, and then... Oh... Alright, No, we're gonna actually... We're actually gonna go ahead and start mixing. Because I have more paper in this. No. No. I can't show that on stream. Can't show that on stream. Alright, well, we'll do it in here. Alright. There we go. And we're gonna do some rough concept art on here. Because we kind of have to. Well, we don't have to, but it's more of a necessity than a have. Let me just be so for real right now. Alright. So I'm probably going to do this in pen. Probably use a graphic one. Yeah, we're gonna actually do some rough concept. No, I'm gonna do it in pen. I feel like doing it in classic pen because this is rough concept art of what a Tolian might look like. So we're gonna just start doodling. So, I feel like... we'll do an outline first. I like to do outlines. It's very important for me to do an outline. So we'll probably... because I still view them as somewhat humanoid. Wait a minute, why am I... no, this isn't concept art. You're sketching. Bro, you're sketching. This is a sketch. I mean, girl. Alright. Oh, come on. Yeah, there we go. Ignore that. We're just gonna do standard body. Alright, we're gonna... start somewhere, right? Gotta start somewhere when it comes to these creature designs. There we go. Nope. Alright, so we got a weird... Concept art, rough-wise, we're getting somewhere. Maybe... Alright, so, clearly... I kind of like the feet. Let's try to design what the feet might look like. From side profile. That is, and then we can have an arch start to form at this point, creating got that design going on. That. And maybe a spur goes there. And of course, there we go. I think that is a good start. Hello, Private Fish Face. Of course you can have a shout out. I always read, like, everyone's comments here. So there you go. Congratulations. Of course you can. Of course you can have a shout out. That's a bit better. I do prefer that. There we go. We're getting close to 3 hours now. How about that? Let's quit doodling. I do appreciate the doodles. I do. You know, as the connoisseur of doodles. Ah, of course, Private Fish. Of course. Talking to the one and only, the Sleepytron. Yep. Yippee! Yeah. Alright, yeah. That looks pretty good. Yeah, and we could probably do that. Yeah, that's an interesting design choice. Alright. So, I don't know. Oh yeah, I will color all these art pieces. I mean, the one that we just did recently was Nadabi, which is right over here. We just did Nadabi. This is what finalized character designs look like, by the way. They look more like this. Right now, I'm trying to be like, okay, let's do some rough concept art, and then figure out how this species is going to look, how is it going to interact, how they're going to shape up to be, all that, you know, I tried to determine all those aspects before I even get anywhere. when it comes to designing. So this is probably not going to be colored, mainly because it's like, hey, we're going for all different feels and vibes when it comes to this and this world, how creatures are going to look, so on and so forth. Because honestly, like, putting together these designs is interesting. Let's just put it that way. So I'm gonna go ahead. Not so sure about the feet, but I feel like the feet makes it distinct. Let's try to do the hands now. Let's do it. Doing hand here, and I like to do focal points first before I even do anything else. There we go. Okay, so I come back, just gonna look at other stream for a bit. Yeah, by all means, go for it. Look at another stream. Stream to the streams. Be streamified. As one does. My tush is sore. I'm gonna go ahead and probably go into commercial real quick because I have something very important to do. welcome back, by the way. Alright. Let's go ahead and see what we got over here in terms of design. So, thinking. So, maybe. Actually, wait a minute. Oh, I'm doodling. Forgot that I forgot that I'm doodling. I forgot that I was doodling. So we got that going on. Probably got this going on. That would be something akin to that. Like, yeah, it's very alien. Very alien-esque. I feel like that is something. I'm vibing with the design so far with this. This is actually pretty insane. I actually kind of like where this is going in terms of hyper-realistic ascending depths creature design, creature/character designs. Probably put some. My bad, I accidentally shaded it. Well, I guess we can darken some of the lines since we're already here. Where's graphic one? I feel like this is just spontaneous. I'm just no. I need the brush. Wait a minute. Yeah. I need graphic one. I need graphic one. All right, and gosh, okay, so I was not planning on this at all. I'm just gonna be so clear. This was just a spontaneous head design that I think is close to final. I think this is close to final in terms of head design. I would say this is close to final for sure. And then I can use lighter lines for the rest of it. That is so alien. I love it. That is like, that's a head. That's a head. That is a head. Oh. It's so warped from your like traditional head design because I think I have the old head design in the old sketchbook. Hold on. I should have the old head design scene. Or maybe I have it in the new one. Yeah, it's in the new one. Alright. Because the head originally... Oh, no, wrong one. Was like this. That's the old head design. This could potentially be a new head design. It's warped, it's twisted, and all that, and honestly I can see that working, especially when it comes to ascending depths characters such as like Terex over here. You know, whereas like you have like clearly the more chunkier, simpler designs, and then you have something more akin to this where it's just so so sleek, I think would be the better term. Like, and it's definitely something very foreign. It's strange, you know. I feel like there's some potentiality with head design such as this. I feel like there is a lot of potential. I'm not just sure about this though. Like most of this. I'm not too sure about most of it, but that is definitely something that I might retain. That let's go ahead and draw more perspectives of this. We're probably doing the other side something more front feeling. And we'll just have this down like so. So, alright. Alright, so we're gonna do it in the corner. Oh no, it just goes for it. Yeah, it just goes for it. Okay. And then still have the V crest. Oh, I forgot. I was about to draw it in an area where I flipped away from. That's not gonna help me any. Alright, so that will still be there. Actually, I'm gonna adjust the angle of that. There we go. I need to look at the reference sheet. There we go. Alright, so I feel like that's probably point right there. That probably goes yeah, more like yeah, so that will go down. This is actually very difficult to actually get the shaping for. This is actually turning a little difficult because this is like an actual face. Yeah, I need to work on the shaping a bit more. It's alright. We're committed now. happened? We cooked and then it became sour. It was cooked and now it's raw. I cooked and now it's raw. How do I get good the first time? Alright, we're gonna have to try again. I think from frontal view. Just try to get the front view out of the way and how to make it look good. Because my goodness. Did that front view look awful. That out because you're not going to see the point. And then that goes there. And then that goes like that. And it overlaps the front. I feel like that is something that can be arranged in terms of design. Yeah, because like clearly the points are in the back, but you may not see them in the front. Yeah. And then as that's going, then you get that. That goes there. Then you start seeing that. Then you start seeing that. Then maybe that. That will go there. Because you kind of have to. And then that goes there. It's just so weird. Mouth goes there. I think I'm getting better. Yeah, that's better. That's better at the front, but it's like, what happened here? I'll probably add this to the side. Just to add a little bit of continuity. There we go. Maybe. Weird. Maybe. I killed it the first time. Oh, the front looks weird. Yeah, the front looks weird. I'm of mixed opinions on that. Just gonna keep the head the same. We're gonna keep the head the same. Yeah, we're gonna keep the heads the same. My eyes are getting strained. My eyes are actually getting sore from drawing. How long have we been going for? Let me check how long. 3 hours. We've been going for 3 hours now. Wow. That's actually pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Yeah, that... honestly wild. Honestly wild. Alright, so... I need to at least come up with the designs of the characters. So, because they have to be humanoid. That much is clear. They have to be humanoid. Let's do a side profile. So we got that. I'm really dead set on the heel thing. I don't know why, but I am so dead set on that. And then that goes there. Design. I don't know why, but I'm leaving organic. I don't know why, but I am. Species, like, I don't know, this is like an interesting thing to do. Like, it's getting somewhere. It really is. It's getting somewhere in terms of, like, creature designs. Wait a minute, what if instead of multiple toes, it's just one weird flat toe? it's just one weird flat tip with multiple membranes. It acts more like a sock. Something like that, maybe. And then we can go ahead and do something like this. Then we'll rinse and repeat the process. It's just so weird, you know? It's just so weird. It's just so weird. Yeah, I'm not so sure how I feel about this. This is... Yeah, I'm not so sure how I feel about this. Yeah, I am actually not so sure about this. This is a weird... This is actually pretty weird, all things considered. That's such a weird design. That is so weird. Alright, fellow compatriots, I think I'll come back to this one. I think I still need to cook some more. It was great chatting with you all, but I do have to go ahead and call it good. It was fun drawing. Especially have fun doodling Gondu, Nadabi over here. Nadabi was fun to draw. I think I enjoyed Nadabi the most. When it came to designing and drawing these characters. If you want to see more content like this, feel free to leave a like, and if you want to see be sure to subscribe, and also check out Ascending Up's Media. Chapters 1 and 2 are both out, so I highly recommend. Go ahead, check it out. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be amazing. But anyways, that is all for now. I will see you in the next video.